Good morning, and we are in the family of Proclamation to the world, and we are going to talk a little bit about the uh, premortal life. We're going to start with uh, marriage between a man and a woman is ordained of God. I think that's important to remember first and foremost that God ordained it, and we can't take that fact away from anything that we say about the family. And people who fight against the family can be fighting against God. I say can be because maybe you're fighting against something that is wrong in the family and not the family itself. You wish you could see. And we'll talk about that later this week about families that aren't perfect. And that the family is essential to the Creator's plan for the eternal destiny of His children. When I say wrong in the family, I mean something that's probably trying to ruin the family itself anyway. Now, I love the fact that they say it's central to Creator's plan because we've already talked about that this is about the plan of happiness or the plan of salvation to God and His children. Um, so now we're going to start with the premortal life, like we always do with the plan of salvation. All human beings, male and female, are created in the image of God. That alone is one of the most important um, messages we can give. We have the song "I Am a Child of God," um, and if understood right, you understand that all human beings, everyone you meet, is a child of God. Even the person that cuts you up in the car while you're driving along. Each is a beloved spirit, son or daughter of heavenly parents, and as such, each has a divine nature and destiny. Notice they use the word each and all in this, not just these people here, or just this congregation there, or this faith there. They're talking about everyone. Gender is an essential characteristic of individual mortal, premortal, mortal, and eternal identity and purpose. There we got our three um, things to look out for: mortal, premortal, and eternal. So we're going to start with the premortal right now. Notice it says identity and purpose. A lot of people are trying to find their identity and their purpose, and they find it in all sorts of places. Well, President Nelson has said, the greatest thing we can identify as is a child of God. And I think if people were to do that more, we'd have less problems in the world and less people being mean to each other. And that includes myself and others, that we can be nicer to each other and realize the divine nature of others. Sorry. In the premortal realm, spirit sons and daughters knew and worshipped God. So in the premortal realm, we did know and worship God as our eternal Father and accepted His plan. If they didn't, they probably wouldn't be here today. By which His children could obtain a physical body and gain earthly experience to progress toward perfection and ultimately realize their divine destiny as heirs of eternal life. This is not just members of the church. It's not just um, this group or that group. Again, it's everyone has this chance, and they have an eternal destiny. The divine plan of happiness enables family relationships to be perpetuated beyond the grave. Sacred ordinances and covenants available in holy temples make it possible for individuals to return to the presence of God and for families to be united eternally. I think that's amazing that, and that right there, the sacred ordinances of the covenants kind of flips it from premortal existence to eternal existence. Um, and a little bit in between, the family relationships would be perpetuated beyond the grave. You just see that it's kind of tied all three in there again. Um, but as we've kind of split it up, this is premortal, but then it comes into mortality. I wanted to kind of go with this next one because most of us were, well, everybody except for Adam and Eve were in the premortal existence still. The first commandment that God gave to Adam and Eve pertained to their potential for parenthood as husband and wife. We declare that God's commandment for his children to multiply and replenish the earth remains in force. We further declare God has commanded that the sacred powers of procreation are to be employed only between a man and a woman lawfully wedded as husband and wife. This makes it very clear what he's saying here. As with so much sophistry that's happening, that's the words that President Hinckley used. Um, it's very clear what they're asking. And yesterday I mentioned being back to the basics to win. And these are the basics. These are the things we should be looking forward in our lives. And we shouldn't be trying to make our lives more complicated just so that we can have our way. Um, and notice the words that he uses, and we're going to see it time and time again. We declare or we proclaim. These are things that these are strong words, meaning this is what we believe, not just we believe. And notice the language from the Articles of Faith. We say we believe and we claim. Here we declare, and that sort of language is really strong, and it's saying we do believe these things and we will live these things. And that is why this proclamation has been so good for over 30 years, and I think another 100 years and they'll still be around, I believe. I hope you've gained something from this today and that you can see that you are a child of God and that He loves you and He loves those people that are around you as well. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.